So we're going to start with our ballet lines class. Today I'm going to skip TheraBand and we're going to work a little bit more just on articulation through some tendus and stuff like that, just to change things up. Today we'll just need a towel or a thick t-shirt for working through our toes and strengthening toes that way, and a ball. And maybe a yoga mat if you want for some of our sort of Pilates-based stuff. But we're going to start on the floor working through the ball. Here, I'm going to adjust you guys down just a little bit. So just getting our calves mobilized, rolling, working through the center first. And take a little point and flex wherever feels right, and then working a little bit on the outside of the leg. And again, maybe a point and flex on a spot that feels especially in need, or maybe just working your way up the whole leg because maybe your whole leg needs it. And then flipping all the way around to work the inside. And again, you might find a spot that feels like a little extra pointing and flexing can help create some more range of motion, bigger space. And then we'll go for the other leg, a little bit through the center. And maybe a couple of point and flexes there. And through the outside of the leg. And again, a spot or working around through the whole leg. And then finally, a little bit on the inside. And for me, when I'm on the inside, the point and flex feels really gnarly and in the most awesome gnarly way, kind of like lower down here. I'll move the ball out of the way. My floors are not even, so it's just gonna roll. Great, try again. And start to give a little massage around your Achilles and your heel. And then just waking up the metatarsals, running up down on the top. Pulling your toes away from the foot, creating some space there, and then folding the toes back, spreading them wide. And then same thing, other foot, working around the ankle and the Achilles. And then metatarsals. Each toe gets a little tug, and then folding at the base of the toes, flexing, trying to keep them straight. Good. And then just sitting however you're comfortable and circling around, articulating through, and then reversing it, articulating the other way. Hi, Jade. And we're going to go into our lifting up through the point, trying to encourage that Achilles tendon to fold in. So we have, I like to take a thumb and notch it in there. Spread your toes really wide. We're thinking about this part of the ankle lifting up as we track knee over second toe. So we're going to do 8 to full point, articulating through demi point, full point, spread the toes, and come down. And again, 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. And then other foot, One more time, set it up, spread your toes wide, notch your thumb in there, and lifting up through the ankle for 8, 7, keep reaching up with the ankle as your toes lower down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. And sitting with your legs in front of you. And we're going for lengthening, I can't talk to this, lengthening through the backs of your knees, actively flexing your feet. And find parallel, for me that's tricky, and then curl just the toes, and then lengthen through the tops of the ankles like we found before, reaching through the toes for your demi-point or Barbie foot, and then flexing all the way back. 3 more curled toes, pull foot through the ankle, reaching along with the toes, and up. 2 more. Think about reaching the backs of the knees into the floor, especially as the feet are fully pointed. I find that's the hardest moment, and that's the moment where I want to micro bend. Good, and now we're going to reverse the demi-point, reaching along with the toes, curling back, and reaching up. And again, demi, and toes go down, curling it back like a claw, and flex, hi cat, and toes, and point, and last time. Good, and bringing your feet sort of together just so that we can rub under our arches. Working that out. Good, and we're going to leave the feet alone for a moment, and then when we do our tendus, we're going to work a little bit more through articulating through all of that, and we're going to go right into our Pilates-based work into our hips, our rotation. So find yourself on the floor, laying down with your hips stacked. You want to take your waist and lift your waist off the floor so your hip bones are stacked. Exhale, slide the ribs down towards each other. And we're going to work on an internal and external rotation. So thinking toe to toe, but really it's the knee goes back as the heel goes forward. And then without rocking the hips, the knees come towards each other, pinky toes really reaching forward. And 7 more. So you can do it and not really feel too much, or you can do it with that little extra crank on each side, and you feel a whole lot more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Feeling that little extra scrunch on each side, and then hover, checking back in with your torso. We're going to do 3 rounds of this like we've been doing. Delicate in the front, and internally rotate. It'll probably feel tiny. Externally rotate, and back to parallel. Reaching the leg down, super straight knee, reach it back in parallel, and come to neutral. Turn it out. Keep reaching through the back of that knee, and back down. In parallel, up to the side. Keep your waist lifted off the floor, and down. Find your turn out, and reaching up. Once again, the hips are staying level, so your leg is not going to go as high as your ego wants it to. And hovering the knee up, and to the front again. Internally rotate, externally rotate. It's okay if you can't see anything happening. And then reaching the leg back. Keep reaching the leg out of the hip socket. And turn it out, reaching it back. Parallel, floating it up. In parallel, and down, turning it out. And keep that knee super straight, energy through it. And then last time, down the knee to the front. Internally rotate, externally rotate, parallel, and reaching it all the way behind you. And it's tempting to go further, but then we have to rock our torso, so try to resist that. Turn it out. And up to the side and parallel. And down. Up to the side and turn out. And down. And relax it. Give your hip and glute a little beating. And we'll roll around or adjust your position as you need to in your space and set up for the other side. Once again, thinking about the waist lifted off the floor, hips are stacked, rib cage is exhaled, and we're going to go toe to toe, a little extra crunch, and knee to knee, and 7. Keep pulling your belly button towards your rib cage up. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and hover, deadlift to the front, and internally rotate, externally rotate, neutral, and down, reach it back, and in, turn it out, reach it back, and in, back to parallel, and long leg, reach it up to the side, and down, turn it out, reach it up to the side, and down. 2 more sets. Développé front, internally rotate, externally rotate, neutral, and reach it back, and in, turn it out, reach it back, and find your parallel, shoot that energy out, super straight leg, up, and down, turn it out, reach it up. This is truly like the bad tasting medicine of exercises right here. Like, there's nothing like glamorous or gorgeous or even like sublime feeling about it. Turn it in, turn it out. But it has such an awesome impact for everything else. Reaching the leg back, and in, turn it out, reach it back, and in parallel, keep lifting your belly, energy shoots out the leg, and down, and then turn it out, reach it up, and down, relax it, and beat it out. Good, and rocking yourself up to sit in butterfly. This can be kind of awful feeling after all this, so don't freak out about it. Just try to reach your knees towards the floor. Inhale, on the exhale, keep your chest open. See if you can get your hands in front of your feet. And then maybe you can walk your hands forward, again, trying to keep the chest open. And then once you've walked your arms forward a whole bunch, let your head round forward. And then pull your belly to your spine, stack yourself up. And real quick, we're just gonna stretch, crossing one leg over the other, root that sit bone down into the ground. And then plugging the shoulder into the back, out with the knee, and the arm for 5, 4, creating your own resistance, 2, 1, release it, a little bit of a spiral here. And then coming to the other side, rooting your sit bone down, plug your shoulder into your back, and pressing out with the knee in with the arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it, going into that spiral. And coming out of it, crossing your ankles to just find your way to a forward fold with your feet wider than your hips and your knees bent. Shake your head no. And 4 times deep knee bend. And then tailbone to the ceiling, head to the floor. And 3 more. 2. Last one. And walk your hands over to the left. Turn out your left leg and slide yourself into a lunge. We're just going to open the hips up a little bit. Lengthening through the back of the knee. Squeeze your back butt cheek and keep reaching long through that knee. Let your hips sink towards the floor. And then use your front hamstring, push it away a little bit. And sink the hip towards the floor. Try to keep the back leg super straight. And belly button lifts, hamstring in the front pushes you away. 2 more times. Last one. And walking your hands through. You can stay up high or you could go into a low turnout, whatever you're feeling up for. And then crawling around. Find your lunge on your other side. Again, super straight back leg. Squeeze that back butt cheek. And then let that hip reach towards the floor. And then the front hamstring pushes the floor away to come up out of it. 4. And sink it down a little bit. And push away. 3. Sink it down. 2. And 1. And bring your back foot in. Bend your knees and roll up. We're going to take a little pause moment. Grab your towel or your thick t-shirt. And we're going to take socks off. And then you probably want to put them back on for when we go into our tongs. So keep them nearby. So we're doing our toe scrunches where we're using our toes to gather up the material. We're going to do 2 sets of 10. So right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Really trying to spread the toes wide. One thing that I keep doing that's bad is I look down a lot, which is just creating a bad upper body posture. So try to resist the urge to look at it and just do it. Okay, here we go. We're doing, see that I'm already looking down. Right leg, scrunching for 10. And 9. Imagine your toes are fingers, which is weird. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Look down. And 1. And reset your towel or t-shirt. And the other foot. 10. 9. 8. 7. There you go. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And reset. Last round. You guys, I'm using one of my vintage Ballet Tex t-shirts in honor of ballet. Spread your toes. Here we go. 10, 9, 8. I keep wanting to look at my feet. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time, last foot. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're done with that t-shirt for now, so you can get rid of it. We're going to do a little tiny arch stretch before we get into our tendus and the sort of rest of the ballet stuff. So we're just going to come down, rolling down, feet underneath your hips. Bend your knees, coming all the way into a squat, tracking your knees over your second toe. Bring your hands in front of you a little bit, and keeping your heels reaching towards the floor, rock your knees forward, getting into an arch stretch. And then press back, so reaching the heels towards the floor, toes are wide. And 3 more. If you want to get deeper, walk your hands a little further forward. Really pushing the heels towards the floor on the way back. And then walk your hands back towards your feet, head down, butt up. Straighten your legs, bend your knees, drop your tailbone down, and roll up. Okay, let's get, if you have slightly sweaty feet like I do, put your socks on if you're on a hard floor. If you're on a carpet, you might not need socks so much, but I like to be able to slide. So we're gonna start with our tendus. We're gonna do front, front, side, side, back, back, side, side. You can do arms or not, so you can keep your arms out to the side the whole time, or you can work with your arms. We're gonna reach out, I'll just demonstrate once, and then rolling all the way through the foot, coming back to your tendu, really articulating. Then we're gonna do 4, 3, I told you there was extra stuff, 2 because we didn't do TheraBand, and 1. So here, as I'm doing this, in the front, I'm pulling my pinky toe back to come down to the demi point and then pushing it back. When I'm in the side, I'm going to think about heel is shining forward as the toes come down. And when I'm to the back, I'm thinking about keeping that wing, right? So we don't want to go into a sickle there. We want to keep the heel reaching down there. So we'll do 4 of those for each side and then coming in. And we'll do a plie between each one so that our calves and our arches get a little moment. Here we go, setting up your first position, belly button in, and tendu out to the front, articulating through all your little demi-point moments, rolling down, and lifting the heel up, come back to tendu, and toes back for 4. 3, keeping the ankle pointed, 2, so it's just the toes, 1, and then into your plie, and circle the arms. If you're doing anything with the arms, or leave your arms out to the side. Tendu to the front, choose your own adventure. Rolling it down, reaching it back up, and just the toes, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bringing it in, and arm circle, as you plie to the side, tendu. Keeping the hips level, so no hiking up one hip, and then toes back 4. Super straight knees, 3, 2, 1, slide in, plie. Other side, super level hips, slide it out. Lowering the foot down through your tendu, 4 times, 4. 3, 2, 1, slide it in, and a plie. To the back, pinky toe leads, lowering it down, reaching long, and toes. 3, keep lifting your belly, 2, 1, heel leads in, and plie. Other side to the back, rolling it down, reaching it long, and just the toes, 4, super straight legs, 2, 1, slide it in, and plie. Last time to each side, tendu out, heel down, reaching long, and toes, 3, check in, super straight knee, 1, slide it in through your plie. Other leg, sliding it out, lowering it down, reaching long, and toes, 3, 2, 1, and in, and plie. Come to parallel, big contraction, hollow it out, straighten it up, open the chest to the ceiling, small back bend, just the upper back. One more time, contraction, deep knee bend, lengthen up, open that sternum, rooting down through your feet, and in. Nice, so we're gonna work now through our développé enveloppé, keeping it low. So to the front, little développé, and then an enveloppé in. And then we'll do front, front, side, side, back, back, and we'll stop there. We won't do extras to the side because I want to get to some other stuff. So really rooting down once again, trying to keep the hips level so we're not bringing the leg up super high. This isn't about flexibility right now. And so here we go. I'll talk to you as we're doing it. Arms up. And développé the first leg out, lead with the heel, and pinky toe brings you back. And heel leads out, and then knee brings you back. And lower it down, a little plie. Développé to the other side, heel shines forward, pinky toes lead you back, heel leads you out, and knee brings you back. Plie. To the side. Remember, side will be a diagonal for most of us. Lengthening out, shine the heel forward, and plie. Other side, thinking about those level hips. Heel is shining forward. To the back, shoot your energy through your belly and out away from your pelvis in both directions, resetting in your first position as if you're coming from the front or the side, right? There is that tilt that has to happen. So it's all about how quickly and naturally, without joltiness, we can find the reset to reset the pelvis to neutral. And instead of the pelvis leading, we're thinking about the foot leading. Good. And we'll do a little side bend to the right. And plie, contraction, knees turning out. And up. And side bend to the left. And plie, turning it out, contraction. And up. Good. So now we're going to go for our tabliers. We've been doing these a bunch. And really, we're going to go straight to our dégagé tablier, where we find our weight shift and trying to find the balance right away. As we weight shift, especially to the back, think about plie on that back foot, and then resetting, right, resetting the pelvis. Here, to stand on it strongly. You can decide, or your space will determine, if you want to challenge yourself by stepping out past your leg, or if you're a little bit limited in space or want to be a little bit more cautious, you can put your leg down right beneath you, or right, take that risk and really work on your balance. Yeah? So up to you. We're going to do front, front, side, side, back, back, and then move on. Here we go. Use your arms if you want to, otherwise keep up to the side. And to the front, plie on it, tablier, plie on it, tablier, and then other side to the front, plie. Find that balance, fight for it, to the side. Trying to keep the hips level through the plie, it's really tricky. And starting with the other leg, plie on it, plie on it. And to the back, plie, reach, plie, reach. Last time, back, plie, shift that weight, plie, shift it, and in. And in first position, roll it down. And 4 times bend the knees in first, and straighten, head to the floor, tailbone to the ceiling, and bend, and straighten, 2 more. Last one. And bend your knees, drop your tailbone down, roll it on up. And we're gonna work on getting a little bit higher, but again, this is not about how high your legs are, it's really about how straight your standing leg is for the whole entire thing, which is really hard and really humbling. So we're gonna do our développé and enveloppé, but this time we're really thinking about straightening the standing leg and not hiking up the hips or the pelvis, but really trying to keep it level. So again, we'll do front, front, side, side, back, back. Here we go. Use your arms as you want to. Developate in the front, shining that heel forward, and reaching super long through both legs, really rooting down through that standing leg. Try to pull the leg higher as the knee comes back, heel shines forward, and down. Other side to the front. Thinking about the standing leg, keep checking in with it. Mine wants to micro bend like crazy to get that working leg higher. And it's real hard to tell it to chill out and not do that. To the side. Remember, it's going to be a little bit on a diagonal in front of you. And reaching long. Pull the knee in. Other side. And reaching it long. To the back. Here we're going to really adjust the pelvis. Keep lifting through your belly button. And down, reset it, stand on both legs. And then reaching it back. And here, heel forward, knee back. Really find that reset in your posture. And last side. And reaching it long. Find that reset. And down. And go to parallel. One more time. We're going to do 2 times contraction. Straighten up. Open the chest to the ceiling. Little barbell back. And again, contraction. And up. Opening. And down. We're going to do rond de jambes, which we haven't really done that much. So I'll demonstrate. We're going to do 4 in one direction. So we're going to do front, 2, 3, going all the way around. And then slow, 1 time around. And then the next time slow, we're going to try to, as much as you can, use your head, your arms, and your upper body. And that's really going to challenge your balance. Right? And that's kind of the purpose of it. And the purpose of this actually not holding on to anything. And then we'll reverse it and we'll go to the back 4. And then we're going to go 1 time, keeping the shoulders over the hips. And then the next time, as much as you feel ready to bring the upper body into it. Be okay with feeling a little bit wobbly, right? And just see what adjustments you need to do with that standing leg and the pelvis to allow for movement to happen above. Okay, so here we go. Standing tall and circling around for 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Shoulders stay over hips for a plie. Rond de jambes around, and now make it bigger. Involve your torso and your head and reset. Going to the back 4, 3, 2 and 1. Shoulders stay over hips for a plie. And bring it around. And now it gets much harder. Knee keeps going over the second toes. And let's take a moment to reset with a plie on 2 legs. And other side, circling around 4, 3, 2 and 1. And plie, shoulders stay over your hips. And now involve the upper body. Think about the standing knee tracking over the toes. And reversing it 4, 3, 2 and 1. Shoulders stay over hips, plie, and around. And now involve the upper body, knee tracking over the second toe, and in, and a little plie to recenter. Nice, you guys, let's roll down. Last time of rolling down, and straighten the legs. And actively keep lengthening top of the head towards the floor, tailbone to the ceiling. Just hold in this active moment for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, really turning it out. Drop the tailbone down and roll up. Nice, you guys. I think, yeah, we're gonna just do some releves and then we'll be done. So we're gonna do releves on 2 feet in parallel and turn out, and then 1 foot, and then we'll be done. This one, I really encourage you to hold on to something so that, whereas what we were just doing, it was all about making adjustments and finding your way to your balance and being okay with a little bit of that wobble. For this, we're really trying to train our releve to happen directly up through the center of the foot, which we'll be actually thinking about over the second toe, and down nice and controlled without the ankle wobbles, right? So I'm gonna do the parallel ones with a ball between my heels. You don't have to, that's an option. I'm gonna hold on to that. I think, yeah, Instagram, you can see me. So belly button is lifted. Don't look at your feet. Long neck, and up and down super straight legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh my god, it's a million beeps right now. 2, I'm so sorry. And 1. And we'll remove the ball and work in our turnout. Feel that spiral. My floor is so curved. Inside the foam roller. And up and down for 10. 9, really slow on the way down. Think about lifting taller. I know it's kind of a ballet cliche, but do it. 7, 6, and lifting taller doesn't mean lifting your rib cage up. It means kind of this feeling from your pelvis, your whole entire torso is lifting up out of the pelvis as your legs are rooting down, and now I've lost track of time. So if you're counting your 10, then finish your 10 because I was yammering. Yeah, I think that's about 10. Let's do a real quick sit your booty down and give your calves a smush, because now we're going to go into our 1 foot releves. So I don't want anyone to cramp up. And I'm going to do 10 in parallel and 10 turned out on each foot. That's a lot, so if you need to modify that number, by all means do it. So I'm going to start to count from 1 instead of counting backwards as I do. If you want to take a little down dog moment before we get into that, go ahead. If you want to sit on the floor with your legs in front of you and reach over and grab your feet, go ahead and do that. So taking a little bit of a stretch break to get ready for those releves. And finding your way out of whatever stretch you're doing and getting yourself over to the thing that you're holding on to. And here we go. 10 or however many in parallel, and then 10 or however many in turnout for 1, 2, 3, 4, straight up, straight down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And turn it out. And up and down, shining that heel forward. 2, 3. Think about that releve lifting from your lower core. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give a little shake out, and we'll do the last leg in parallel. Belly is lifted. I'm so sorry about these noises. For 1, 2, 3, 4. From your belly, 5, 6. Feel the connection between your heel and just under your butt. 8, 9, 10, and find your turnout. Up and down. 1, 2, 3. Keep shining the heel forward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And give it a good shake out. And one more time. Sit down and rub your calves out. Give them a good kneading. Maybe grab your ball again and roll out through there. And thank you so much for joining our Ballet Lines class.